People call it freedom, but I call it the most exhausting but empowering journey of my life. Being a single mum, being a solopreneur is full on. And it's a juggle, it's a constant juggle, and sometimes it's exhausting. But it enables me to be there for my son, and create the kind of life that I want to live. And it puts me firmly in the driving seat. If that's you, or if that's something that you would like to create for your life, if you're running a business and feeling overwhelmed as a single mom, or if you are thinking, I'm exhausted in my career, I can't do everything, I'm working till 6:30, I'm picking up the kids, I'm trying to do everything, then maybe passive income is the way for you. So stay tuned if you are thinking, would this work for my life? Because if you've ever tried to run a business or have a career while juggling school runs, client calls, and all the things, then, there is an easier way, and I'm going to share it. Before I had my son, I was really ambitious. I had a very successful career and as a TV journalist, and I was totally consumed with my career. And I got to my late 30s and I thought, I really want to have kids too. So I pressed pause on my career. At the time, I was covering the conflict in Ukraine, and I just thought, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I didn't want to be putting myself in danger in order to cover a story. I wanted to be able to take a step back, take care of my son, and just build something different. And I was really burned out and exhausted with TV news. And it is 16-hour days at least, and it is non-stop. It's all consuming. And I wanted to be able to press pause and have time for my son. But building a business can also be draining and exhausting. But at the same time, I love it. And I love that I have something that's mine. When my son was young, I felt this awful guilt, and I think we all have felt this as mothers, between the guilt of wanting that ambition, wanting to be able to work, wanting to be able to do something for ourselves, and also to be there for our children. And guilt is such an overwhelming response and feeling. When we become mothers, we feel so conflicted between our careers and also our babies. And I remember feeling so guilty about dropping my son at nursery, and he was only going 2 mornings a week, but I was overwhelmed with guilt, and it was horrendous, and he hated it, and I basically stopped after 6 weeks. It didn't work because I also had incontinence, and so I'd leave the house and then maybe I'd have to go back to the house, go to the loo, or sometimes I'd wet myself on the way and I'd have to go back home. And the nursery had really strict rules about dropping off at the right time. Anyway, for all of those reasons, after 6 weeks, I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna have my son at home. I then had to find a way of creating income while he was at home. And, that's been an adventure, and it's been challenging and tough, most definitely scary. But at the same time, it's put me in control of my life rather than feeling like I'm a sort of slave to the machine and I'm at the mercy of my boss, and when she says I can take time off, or all of those things, which, I saw with my colleagues was really challenging. Creating passive income has enabled me to still earn money, still create a great life for me and my son, and also be there. I can do the school runs, I can do the sports day, and I can be there in all the ways that I want to be there, and I don't feel guilty. My son does see me work, but for many years my son just thought mummy plays, because I'd get up early and I'd work till late. Now he will see me work, but I'll be doing a little work if he's doing his homework and we sit together, or I might be typing on my laptop if he's watching a movie and I'll sit with him. So he doesn't feel like I'm not part of his life. I'm not present. I'm fully present for the rest of the times when I need to be. If he's watching that K-pop Demon Hunters, he can watch that and I'll happily be writing an email. So, because it's awful. Sorry if you love it. It's really nice that I don't have to feel conflicted. And that was definitely, if I was getting on a plane or, you know, working till 7 at night on a story, I would feel so conflicted, and I don't have any of those issues. But there's also this invisible load. It's, you know, the motherhood penalty, whatever you want to see it as, where, especially as a single parent, there is the moments at 3 a.m, blame perimenopause, but, you know, thinking about payment of bills or juggling to make it all work. And that is a roller coaster. And, you know, that is scary at times. I definitely don't feel like my business is like, oh, yay, I can just relax all the time. I can't. There is unseen stresses that all business owners carry, and that can be really difficult. And there is an emotional toll that goes with running a business that people don't talk about, and it's tough. It's really tough. And especially as a single parent, I don't have someone in the same way to pay the bills. I don't have someone to kind of cover, oh, I'll pay the mortgage, you can pay the school shoes. I have to earn money every month, and that can be challenging and difficult. And it's, you know, definitely scary at times, but I also know that it has given me such drive and focus that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't been on this journey. Running a business as a single parent means that you are kind of juggling all the loads and wearing all the hats, you know, whether it's like the business hat or the parenting hat or the DIY hat or whatever it may be. And that can be exhausting, but there are definitely ways to make life easier. So the first of those is, you know, things like hiring a cleaner just to ease the workload, ease the burden. And while it may feel like it's a luxury, if you are running your own business, it's a really great thing that can enable you to get more work done. And I would say hire a cleaner before you hire a VA, because it enables you to just focus on getting your work done. And then hire smart, hire people to be able to, you know, fulfill certain tasks in a very smart way. You don't have to spend a fortune. You can find people on Fiverr or so many different platforms, but there are lots of people who will be able to do something that will make your life so much simpler. Because if you automate your systems, you put your business so you're earning on autopilot, that will really help you. I've got a freebie below, Earn on Autopilot, and I'd love to share it with you, so check that out below. I think the word balance is just complete and utter just nonsense, and it really annoys me as a word, because we can't keep everything in balance, particularly as a single parent. We can't. But what we can do is hyper focus on certain activities at one time. So I will hyper focus on my work, and I do it in sort of 45-minute spurts. I'll also maybe have one day like today where I'm like, right, I'm going all in. My son's with his dad, I'm going all in, and I'm going to film a bunch of YouTube videos. So I get that done, and then it means I can be hyper focused on him when he's around. I stop work at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then I am really focused on my son, and I'm focused on him till he goes to bed. And so if you can kind of set those boundaries and really hone in on those pockets of time, then it means you're doing that one thing 100%, rather than trying to sort of have this balance thing and nobody's satisfied, nobody's happy, you're not happy, your child isn't happy, your work feels mediocre, and you know it's not working for you. Whereas if you go all in but have those firm boundaries, it's much, much more effective. We hear the term financial freedom so often, and for many people that might mean the laptop lifestyle of being at the beach or traveling more. And while those things are fantastic, actually, for me as a single parent, what is the most important financial freedom? It is the freedom to be able to pick my son up from school. It's the freedom to take a day off if he's sick and to be there and present in the school holidays. That is the greatest financial freedom and the biggest flex for me. And so, you know, it's not as sexy, it's not as cool, it doesn't sound as good, it's not as Instagrammable, but my goodness me, it makes my life feel so much better. And if that is you and you're feeling like, oh God, I'd love that kind of freedom, then the Membership Course Academy, I'm going to share training below that's all about it, because it can enable you to create the kind of life that you want for you and your child without feeling like you are tied to a hamster wheel, and also tied to the hamster wheel with your hands behind your back because you're having to do all the things and juggle all the roles and wear all of those hats. I just want to share this because I think it's really important that it's not necessarily that as being a single parent, you are not necessarily going to be like setting the world alight, and you know, things might take a bit more time and it's harder to have that kind of edge compared to other people. But consistency is the key. And if you keep going and keep delivering and keep being awesome, you are going to get there. And know that it's been a juggle for me. My business was built during nap times and when my son played with Lego and Thomas the Tank Engine, and as he grew, you know, I'd be doing things while he was drawing dinosaurs. So my son didn't spend hours in nursery. I was very present in his life, and I am so happy with that decision that I made. But I've also been able to build a business that I love, that does fit my life. And, you know, just know that it might be a slower journey, but you will get there. You will create something that works for you and your family. And life is so much better on the other side of building something that gives you that financial freedom. Just remember that progress doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. And you are not aiming to be Superwoman. You're just wanting to create a life that works for you and your children, and create something that gives you financial flexibility and freedom. You don't have to be like the all singing, all dancing superhero that we see on Instagram or wherever. You can still muddle through, but create a life and a business that works for you. So if you want to know more, check out my training below about the Membership Course Academy, and you'll learn how to create courses or memberships or digital products that can, you know, really sell on autopilot and give you more financial freedom and flexibility. Thank you so much for being here and watching this video. If you are ready to earn on autopilot, I've got a freebie that will work just for you. I'll share that below. And if you like this video, if this really resonated on your single parent journey, then please give me a like and subscribe. And I share loads of content about entrepreneurship and a little about parenting and the juggle. And so if this resonated, I would love to hear from you. Let me know all about your life and your children. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, bye, bye.